Hello, hello, hello.
We're gonna be so late for the wedding.
Oh, sorry about that. Hello there, and welcome, my friend. I'm glad you're able to make it here today. This is gonna be the start of a new adventure for all of us. Um, this is for returning viewers. This might be something that you're not used to. Obviously, you're used to me just being a little waffle dude in the corner of the screen. Um, but today I was thinking about maybe switching that up a little bit. Instead of screaming my head off in front of horror games, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of some painting for you guys. So, um, hey, what's up, everyone coming in? Um, I'm glad that everyone's able to make it. Um, we're gonna be painting a mountain today. We're gonna be following along to one of Bob Ross's videos, obviously. If it isn't obvious by this whole getup that we have going on here. Um, we're going to be learning, and if you guys would like to join us along, grab your paintbrushes, grab your palette knives, grab your oil paints, grab everything you need. Um, we'll get right into this. So we do have a few preparations that we have to do before I know we just had that whole intro sequence when we were playing that music, but I do have just a few things we gotta do before we get going. I'm gonna show you guys how to get your canvas prepared for this. I'm also gonna show you guys what colors I'm gonna be using on my palette here. Show you what brushes I'm using. All this is just an intro to, this is mainly just a start to all this. Hello. This is all just a start to introduction for anyone that's gonna be starting with oil painting. This is for you. So let me switch this over real quick to, here we go. We got ourselves over here to the right screen now. Um, Now let me just make sure. I have no clue if this is working or not. That's gonna be, it's probably working. We'll find out in a minute if it isn't. It's all good if it isn't though. It's not the end of the world. I'm gonna get us some music playing on my vinyl. If you guys would like to, we do in the description below or in the panel section below the stream. There's a list of vinyls that when you guys spend your points on, you'll be able to choose what vinyl you'd like to listen to with us. I'm going to real quick make sure that that is all set up real quick. I'm gonna make sure that this is going to be working with us here, because if it isn't, then that's not going to be cool. All right, one moment, guys. I'm going to be grabbing us some vinyl here. I'm thinking we're going to be in a kind of a relaxing mood today, so I'm feeling a little John Lennon. Imagine by John Lennon. We're going to be listening to this vinyl for right now, so I'm going to switch over the little thing right here to show off what vinyl we're going to be listening to. Come on, where is it? Let's see. There it is. We're going to be listening to Imagine by John Lennon. Let me get this thing starting to spin up here. Are you guys able to hear that? Cool. All right, so I'm gonna get here the video that we're gonna be following along with. Pulled up here. I should probably have been doing a lot of this during the prep phase, but you know what? It's all good. It's not the end of the world.
Welcome back.
All right, we'll start it up in just a moment. We're gonna be following along to you. Hello, welcome everyone to the stream. Hope you guys are having a great evening so far. Um, so before we can get to following along with that tutorial and stuff, I don't know who you speak of. All right. Well, either way, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to get everything set up here to be able to do this painting with me here. Um, I'm gonna actually I'm gonna get this set up here on this screen, which I know that's gonna mess up this thing. There we go. All right. Just to make it so that I can see it a bit easier. Which one is Bob Ross? That is the great question. I'm Bob Ross. So, today we are going to be following along with this painting. I'm pretty sure this is from season 14, episode 6. I have to look up into that again, but I kind of just downloaded the video a little while back and I've watched it a couple times. So either way, we're just gonna hop right into it. Now, before we can actually get to the video, we're gonna have to do a little bit of preparation, which I'm gonna show you how to do that because it doesn't seem like Bob Ross likes to do that too often whenever he does the videos. He just already has everything prepped up and ready. So, we're gonna start here with our 2-inch brush, and we're gonna get ourselves a thin coat layer of liquid whites. Now, whenever Bob Ross is mentioning of liquid whites with his paintings, he is talking mainly about just what I understand, a combination of some titanium white mixed with some paint thinner. Now, I recommend when doing this, doing odorless paint thinner, obviously, because if you haven't smelled paint thinner before, it'll send everyone to your house running away. So I recommend getting some odorless paint thinner. It is a little bit more expensive, but I just picked up this little quart size thing for about $9, so it's a little expensive, but it's all good. But that's just gonna be really helpful for cleaning your brushes, making sure that if you ever want to be able to get like some thin lines and stuff, or you just don't want the paint to be as thick, just add in just a tiny little bit amount of paint thinner and you'll be all set. But either way, we're gonna get ourselves set up here. So I already have my own little mixture of liquid white, a little suspicious, but it's just a combination of titanium white paint and paint thinner. I put in just a splash of this stuff to ensure that this stuff still is liquidy, but it's not terribly liquidy to where it's like titanium, where it's like freaking. I'm gonna make sure I get myself here a little bit of some paint thinner poured out into my jar here to be able to clean my brushes with. Now, we're just gonna get ourselves a good amount of some white paint on our brush here. And we're just gonna start getting ourselves an even coat here of liquid whites here on the canvas. It's alright if it's a little liquidy. I found that we're just trying to get some white onto the canvas here. how could it be made of titanium when it's thick? I don't know what titanium white is made out of. I just know that it's white. That's all I know. So we're just basically what we're achieving here is we're just trying to get this painting fairly wet here. Just getting it set up to be able to do um, his wet on wet technique that Bob Ross does. There we go. And we got here ourselves a canvas that is ready for some painting. Now, it's all good if you get a little paint on the edges. I just like to clean them up a little bit here. It doesn't really matter too much. We're just trying to make sure that this thing is all wet. Okay, I'm gonna clean off our brush here. Gonna make sure I set this down for a second. Just gonna get some paint thinner up in here. All right. Always love doing that. We got our brush all clean here now. Now, what we're gonna do is, how can paint be made out? I don't know, the titanium paintings. I see the polar bear. I'm asking the real. You guys are asking real questions here. All right. So we're gonna grab our palette here. I'm gonna get ourselves a good squeezed amount titanium white here, paint out. Now I'm probably gonna have to add more later on when the more we go into this painting. But I just like getting a good solid glob onto there because we do end up using titanium white quite a bit whenever we're mixing colors and stuff. So it's always a good habit to get into. Now we're gonna get ourselves a good mixture. Y'all, we do always use big, good globs of solid globs of paint. Mixing up. I might have cheaped out a little bit when making this investment for all of the stuff that you see here. A lot of this stuff is the oil paints I'm using are fairly cheap. So I bought a pack of 24 of these things for like $10. So these are probably the cheapest make cheap that you can probably get into when it comes to oil painting. So we're gonna get ourselves a little bit here of some plant green. Now these aren't the exact colors that Bob Ross uses in his things, because his paints, man, I love the dude, but man, his paints are so expensive. Like, for like little tube things like this that are just have his face on it, they range from like 70 to 80 bucks. And so, respectfully, I love the man, and I think he's really cool and all. However, I don't know if I'm gonna spend all that money on 12 of these things for that much money. I'll go with my slightly cheaper set, or very, 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 very cheaper set of paints. All right, we're gonna get ourselves a little black here onto this thing. Oh, I forgot to mix it up a little bit. Yeah, the thing is with buying these cheap ones, you gotta mix the paint a little bit because the oil likes to separate from the pigment. There we go. Nice. Alright, got ourselves a good amount of black there. Alright, so now we're gonna grab ourselves. We're gonna get ourselves a little burnt sienna. How's y'all's day going, by the way? Hope you guys are having a blessed day today. It's beautiful outside right now where it is. Finally, fall's starting to set in, so it's nice and breezy outside. I heard it was like a nice 74 degrees, which I know for some people that might be hot, but where I am, that's beautiful. Perfect for doing anything if you want to do it outside. We're starting to get our paints laid out right here. Um, just got a couple more to get set up. Just kind of want to get. I know this is gonna be a mountain scene, so I'm trying to get a lot of blues and a lot of. I know we're gonna be having. We're gonna have a. I'm feeling with this one we're gonna be doing like a. It's been so freaking cold out here for me. Yesterday it was like, dang, 38 degrees. That is pretty cold, man. I swear, you guys up there in those colder climates, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how you guys do all that. Also, would y'all let me know if the music gets too loud? I know that I have it on my end from my vinyl player playing fairly quietly, mainly because I'm trying to hear out for any notifications or anything like that. Sending love from the Ice Cube, yo. I didn't know we had viewers from the Ice Cube place. I love Ice Cubes. Alright, so we're gonna get ourselves we have ourselves here some alizarin crimson, some plant green, some ultramarine blue, some ivory black, and some burnt sienna brown. Now for our more warmer colors, music is sounding amazingly wonderful. Nice. So we're gonna get ourselves a little bit. I'm gonna get ourselves actually a bit more of a darker blue. So I'm gonna go in here with a little bit of some phthalo blue, which is just a. So I believe that almost all blues are beautiful. Any way. I think blue is such an outstanding color. It really captures just true cold. Like you can't choose any other color to define as like a cool color other than blue, I feel like. And phthalo blue just truly captures like the midnight essence of blue in general. Um, so we're gonna go now here with we have all of our like nice deep tone colors here to be able to use. Um, but we're gonna go in now with actually I just grab just a tiny little amount of some raw umber. It's a raw umber. So what I found when using this is like it's slightly it's in between burnt sienna and black. It's very dark color, very good for when you're just trying to get yourself a dark color here on your scene. I'm not gonna get too much squirted out here, but we're gonna get just a little bit, just for when I just need some of those darker tones. Alright, we're gonna get ourselves now some bright colors to be able to use for when we do our sunset and whatnot. So we're gonna get ourselves a couple. We're gonna get ourselves some. Oh, of course, I grabbed the wrong yellow, but we're gonna grab ourselves some yellow medium. Not the exact color. However, we do have the yellow ochre that he uses, which is it's still considered yellow. However, I morally think of it seeing it as a almost an orange, but it you can see it as like a dark yellow. But when I put it out on painting, it ends up more looking a like an orangey kind of color, which is not bad. I'm not complaining whatsoever, but it's just I just don't really see it as a yellow too much. Almost got all of our colors laid out here. Now, hopefully, maybe I'll be able to start doing something with these streams, and maybe I can be able to afford better paints. But you know what? Until that day, these paints are gonna do is just quite fine. We're gonna get ourselves now our final color here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this is our 10th. And if you consider, do you sell your art? I haven't. I've thought about maybe eventually when we get farther into this, and once I have a couple paintings done, that we can start going down the route of selling these paintings. That'd probably be the easiest way, yeah. But I mean, you guys just watching the stream is also helping me. I do have my affiliates on here, so as long as you guys don't mind, I made sure for you guys, your guys' sake, that to turn the amount of ads that you guys get to like the lowest possible it can be. So then you guys don't have to be worrying about all that, and you guys can watch us do a little bit of some painting here. All right. So we have ourselves here, all of our colors laid out. Um, I mean, truly, there's nothing else really to do other than now to start getting into this. So just to show you off the rest of the things I got here, all the rest of the supplies. So you've seen already me using a 2-inch brush. However, I also have myself here a 1-inch brush, a number 6 fan brush, and a palette knife. And now I'm about to get myself a bigger palette knife than this because I just struggle a little bit with trying to really get some big tones on here, like some big shapes and whatnot with this knife. So definitely have to invest in a bigger one. But other than that, that's really all I have. I also somewhere around here, I have my scripture paintbrush. I don't know where that went exactly, but it doesn't really matter too much. I'll find it in a minute. All right. I have all of our colors laid out here. We have our phthalo blue, ultramarine, not ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, plant green, ivory black, burnt sienna, um, remind me, raw umber, medium yellow, yellow ochre, and this is like the equivalent of like a bright red here, but it's just scarlet because it's called scarlet. Either way, I think now we're officially ready to start the video. So I'm gonna tell me guys how loud this how loud the the video is, and to tell me if this is good volume for all you guys.
I'm glad to see you today. It's a fantastic day here, and I hope it is wherever you're at. I tell you what, let's do just a beautiful little colorful painting today, one that it should make you happy. Let's start out and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me. While they're doing that,
Just a tiny bit loud. I apologize.
let me tell you what I've done already. I have my standard 18 by 24 inch canvas here. I've covered it
How
with
was
a
that for you
thin,
guys?
even
Sorry about
coat
that.
of the liquid white. So it's all slick and it's ready to go. So let's get started. Today, I'm going to start out, use the 1-inch brush, with a little bit of just plain old titanium white. And I'm going to be right back. Be right back. Reach up here and get a little touch of the alizarin crimson. So titanium white and alizarin crimson. Let's go right up here. Thought today we'd have a little sun up here in the sky. So we start out with just a little spot of color. Maybe so it'll show up a little bit better. I'll put a little more of the crimson in there. There we go. Just a little touch of color.
All right, we're gonna follow along with that. So we'll grab ourselves. Oh, it sounds like we're about to actually need to flip over our vinyl here. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we can actually start getting you fold up the waffle. Dude, don't fold me, please. I don't want to be folded yet. Fold me after I've done with this painting, at least. All right, switching over to side 2 now. All right, so we're gonna get ourselves here a little 1-inch brush. Try to get the bristles a little less. Gotcha, I'm gonna get the bristles just a little bit wet. Cool. All right, we got our bristles a little bit wet. Got a little bit, some moisture in there. So we're gonna just pull out here just a little tad bit of some. We're gonna get ourselves just a little bit of some white, some alizarin crimson. A little bit more white in there, why not? I feel like this had a good color. There we go. So, alright. So we're just gonna, why not, just go right up in here. Here's where our sun's gonna be. It's looking good. I have a feeling that I might have gone a little bit too, whoops. I might have gone a little bit too liquidy with the liquid whites that I went onto there, and I might have also taken a little too long because it seems like that it's not really too slick anymore. So I'm just gonna go in the splooch. We're gonna go in with, I'm gonna get a tad bit more titanium white down here in this mixture. And it's not the end of the world, we can always just go right over it, so it's all good. Just gonna place that there for now. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna do real quick a little bit of another coat of liquid white over top of this because I'm not really getting any good blending here. It's just kind of sitting on top, and we're not trying to go for that. So we're just gonna go a little back over top of this. And I mean, the pigment still stays into it, so it's all good. We're just trying to really make sure that this paint, the paint that we get on here does actually end up wanting to mix in up onto here. So a little bit more. Alright. Cool. Now, there's a reason why his video is only 30 minutes and why this stream is going to be almost 3 hours, because I'm going to make mistakes, and you know what? It's all good to make mistakes. Life is learning, and life is full of making mistakes. And if you go out of your way to try your best not to make mistakes, it's inevitable. You're always going to make mistakes, but it's all good, because it's how you end up learning in the end. It's how we learn in general as humans. We learn from trial and error. Now, some people might argue that we learn in different ways, but I feel like when it all comes down to it, we all just learn from our mistakes or other people's past mistakes, and truly, any mistake we make isn't. I feel like mistake has such a negative connotation behind it. Mistakes are good. They're happy mistakes, happy little accidents, like how Bob Ross used to say. Alright, so we got ourselves here our painting that's got a good coat on top of it now. Now, I'm not afraid of this drying up on me now. You got a whole lot of paint on here, so I think we're all good now. Alright, cool. Happy explosion. Alright, we're gonna clean up our paintbrush here. Get ourselves some paint thinner on here. Just, well, I could try to get some of this paint wiped off. Almost, just a little bit more. I got quite a lot of paint on there, so I'll make sure that I get it all cleaned off. So. Alright. Cool. We got our paintbrush here all cleaned off. All cleaned off here. and ready to go back right in with what we were doing over here. So we're just kind of trying to get a little get our splotch looking like a splotch again. All right, we got the splooch. Let's go back to the video.
That's all there is to it. That's simple. That's simple. And I'm going to clean the brush. Shake it off. Just beat the devil out of it. Now then, I'm going to take titanium white once again. Get a touch of the cadmium yellow. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Make a nice bright color here.
All right, cool. So we're gonna clean off our little 1-inch brush we got here. We're gonna just get a little bit of some, get a little bit of some paint thinner on there. Get the devil out of it. Got all the paint off of there. That's actually, I don't know how you figured that out, but that is a really good method for making sure that the paintbrush gets clean. So we're gonna grab ourselves here now a little bit of some titanium white, and we're just gonna make a small little splooch here because I need to get invested in myself a little bit. Ooh, Billie Eyelash. All right, we're gonna switch up the vinyl real quick here, because yeah, isn't this the diss track that John made on? Actually, I think this is. I haven't been listening too closely to it, but I think that was the diss track that he was making. But we're gonna switch over now. I got a little bit of paint on me, so I'm gonna just try to wipe off my hands a little bit here before I go reaching for another one. Let's look here. Billy. Where is Billie Eyelash? Ah, there it is. Cool. Alrighty. This is a 2 vinyl one. We're gonna get ourselves here our vinyl. Start playing A side. Now, just for respect to others that might want to listen to other vinyls that they play, I'm just gonna play this one vinyl for now. Now, let me know if that's too loud. So looking for y'all. We good? Cool. So now we're gonna be listening to we're currently listening to the album Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. This is actually my sister's vinyl, so I hope she's not too mad that I'm playing it. Oop, passed it. There we go. Cool. I didn't. Thank you for reminding me, but I didn't. Alright, so trying to make sure I don't get any paint in my hair because that would kind of suck. So his yellow seems to be a little bit, I should have just used that lemon yellow, but you know what? It's not the end of the world. So we're gonna grab ourselves now just a little bit dash of some yellow here. Just trying to get, kind of do like just a little tapping motion. It's just like a little tapping motion just to get a little bit of some paint on the bristles. And like pull back up I keep on turning away the video, but there we go.
Same 1-inch brush. And I'm gonna go right around the outside of this. Just right on around. This is just cadmium yellow and white, like so. There we go. Well, it looks like an egg I cooked this morning. There. Certainly don't want to eat any of my cooking. And maybe we'll have a little water down here, and we'll put a little touch of that yellow and white mixture right down in here. Now then.
All right, guys, we're about to make a wompy looking egg here, so if you guys don't mind a little bit of some eggs, good to get ourselves a little bit. I think I need a little bit more color there, so we get more white, a little bit more yellow. A little bit more white. Alright, there we go. Now don't forget to use the cross strokes. We're going to be using these kind of strokes quite a bit when we're blending, so make sure whenever you're doing these rings to be doing these little X motions here to be able to make sure that the paint blends well. Alright. And then we're just gonna get a little bit of some color down here. Just a little bit of some color. Because we are eventually gonna have kind of a little bit of a kind of a river scene going on here, so, or lake, whatever it ends up turning into. That's what it's gonna be looking like. Alright. Let's keep going.
I'm going to go right into a little touch of the yellow ochre. I haven't cleaned the brush. Still has the yellow and white, right into a little yellow ochre. And we'll blend a little touch of that right around the edges. There we go. This is just plain yellow ochre. There we are. I want to add a little touch of Indian yellow to that too. Oh yeah, that's nice. That brightens it up even better. There we are. Now then, we'll put a little bit of that down here. And you can just put this on any old way that makes you happy. There, just throw it in. All we're looking for is a little color. We'll come back and straighten it all up and have fun with it later. Right now, all we're doing is just putting in some base colors.
Welcome everyone in, by the way. We're just following, we're just watching along with this video real quick. Alright, seems like a good point. Let's catch up with him. We're gonna get I already started instinctively mixing in a little bit of some of that yellow ochre, and we're just gonna start creating that next outer layer. Alright. Just a little bit more mixed on there, just a little bit more yellow ochre. I want that value to be a little darker. Now we're not trying to blend in these dark colors in here, because then if we start blending in inwards, the paint's just gonna, the colors are just gonna look really muddy, and we don't want that. So we're gonna be just slowly mixing in our colors here. A bit more paint. We're just gonna spread this out a little bit more over here. Now, what I've learned with oil painting is you can't be afraid. You cannot be afraid to committing to anything when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because if you are, because then, I mean, you can still make beautiful paintings, but you just gotta struggle a little bit with making some fantastic pieces. Now, I'm gonna get myself, so get a little bit colored down here now. Cool, cool, cool. Ooh, I like how that's looking. I like how that's looking so far. Cool, cool, cool. Now this isn't one of his easiest paintings he's doing, but it's definitely, I feel like you can make any one of his paintings of his, except he does make some pretty hard paintings, so I wouldn't say necessarily that, but all right. I feel like we need more color on here. Let me mix in just a little bit. Ooh, okay. Okay, now we got a real deep tone here. Let me see how this. Ooh, okay, nice. That's good. Ooh. Those little hints of some darker orange spots gives the illusion of some more darker areas, possibly in this water. Cool. Alright. It's looking pretty good so far. Let's keep on watching.
Going to take a touch of the bright red right into the yellow ochre. Bright red and yellow ochre. We'll go back up here, and I'm going to add that right around here, like so. There, sort of an orangey color. As I say, this is just going to be a very bright, happy little painting. There. And when you're putting these layers of color on here, use little crisscross strokes, because that way you have feathered edges. If you just make a circle around here, it's a son of a gun to blend it out. So we're going to try to blend all this color out. So really suggest that you use a little crisscross strokes. It makes it so much easier. I'm going to take a little bit of brown, little brown, reach over here, get a little touch, be right back, there it is. A little touch of the blue, and put it right in the brown. So I have Prussian blue and Van Dyke brown. Same old dirty brush. And I'm going to start it up in here. I want a darker color on the outside edges. So start out here and let it work forward. That way we get lighter as it mixes with the liquid white. Okay, add a little touch more of that color to my brush. And we'll put a little touch over here. Don't need too much on this side. And we can even put a little bit down in here. There.
So wait, let me.
Already,
let me
this is just a fun painting.
What did
There's a little go back up here. This is just plain yellow. This is just go back up here. I'll start it up in here. There. And when you're putting these layers of color on here, use little crisscross strokes, because that way you have feathered edges. If you just make a circle around here, it's a son of a gun to blend it out. And we're going to try to blend all this color out. So really suggest that you use a little crisscross strokes. It makes it so much easier. I'm going to take a little bit of brown, little brown, reach over here, get a little touch, be right back, there it is. A little touch of the blue, and put it right in the brown. So I have Prussian blue and Van Dyke brown. Same old dirty brush. And I'm going to start it up in here. I want a darker color.
a little bit of some. We're gonna give ourselves pull out a little bit some phthalo blue here, and grab ourselves a little Van Dyke brown. Still using the same dirty brush. We don't really care too much. I definitely seems a bit more blue. Let's pull a bit more of that brown over here. It's kind of struggling to mix over here. I don't think I shook up the phthalo blue enough. Yeah, because that's definitely giving us a little issue there. You know what? When in doubt, we're just gonna scrape off that little bit there. We're gonna clean off our brushes a little bit. There we go. And we're just gonna, if you don't like the color you're getting, you can just always grab your knife and kind of just scrape it off. It's all good. Cool. All right, so we're gonna try this time pulling out a little, we're just gonna straight up pull up the a dark brown here. We're gonna instead just add in a little dash of the phthalo blue into it. There we go. Alright, I think that's looking good. Let's go right in there. Alrighty. This little thing at the top here is kind of being a pain to me, but you know what? It's all good. We're not gonna let that get to us. We're gonna add in just a tad bit over here. Not too much though. We are working on a slightly smaller canvas as he is. We're working on a 16 by 20 or a 16 by 20 inch canvas. He's working on a 16 by 24, so he has a lot more room upwards to be able to work with. So we're gonna be not necessarily. I'm gonna real quick adjust this little thing so I can actually. There we go. So I can get into that upper area there with my brush. There we go. All right. Now, hopefully, maybe one day we're going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to have to use these tutorials, and I can just straight up just start winging out some paintings. However, I have a feeling that that day is going to be a minute. So for right now, we're just going to follow along with the big man, and we're just going to continue on. So I'm going to actually, I accidentally wiped out a little bit of my red ring around here. So we're going to, yeah, there we go. Nice. But I mean, we're going to be blending all this through anyway, so it's not necessarily the end of the world. So just a little bit more that bright red. There we go. Cool. All right. Mouse. Ah, yes. Oh, the vinyl ended. Got a flipper on over here. Flip it. Going to side B. Cool. All right. Now let me grab my. Let's keep
on the outside edges. So start out here and let it work forward. That way it'll get lighter as it mixes with the liquid white. Okay, add a little touch more of that color to my brush. And we'll put a little touch over here. Don't need too much on this side. And we can even put a little bit down in here.
All right.
There. Already, this is just a fun painting. Just a fun painting. A little bit on the other side. All right. Let me wash your brush.
Let me
Wash him off
real quick. I gotta get myself. I did not realize how much in this painting he was gonna be using this raw umber, so I'm gonna get myself a little bit more of this raw umber here. Try to get that squeeze out a bit more. Oop. I'm about to switch up my headphone in a second because this headphone's already about to die. That's not good. Alright, there we go. Oh, gotta be kidding me. Alright, well, that just died on me. Take good. Switch over to the other earbud.
Good. Give him a shake.
Oh yeah, that's right. So we got a little bit now coming in along the side here. Whew.
And just be.
Alright, let's grab a bit more. Just a little bit more. I think we can use a tad dash bit more of the phthalo blue in this. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. Grab a bit more here. We're just gonna add in a little bit more here at the bottom. Actually, as a matter of fact, I might have forgotten to add in a little bit of red down here from our sky. So I'm just gonna real quick go in, add in a little bit of that red. I think that's looking pretty solid. Alright. Now we're going to grab ourselves, clean off my brush here again. So I'm just get a little bit of that paint thinner on there. Whoops. Just got a little painted on my shirt, but it's all good. And then, man, he wasn't wrong about the fact that recolors your room doing that stuff. But it's a really effective way of getting the paint off of there. Now, just gonna get a bit more of that dark color mixed in there. Alrighty. Cool. You got some nice colors going on here.
Get the devil out of it. Now then, get a very dry brush. Be sure your brush is dry. If it's wet and you hit all this, you're going to end up in agony city and you're going to be upset with me. Be sure it's good and dry. There. And just begin blending. Still making the little crisscross strokes. Little crisscross strokes. Blend, blend, blend. Now you can spend a lot of time on this blending if you want. And you can make it, it's unbelievable how smooth you can make it. You won't be able to tell where one color stops and the next color starts. But always work in the light area out. Don't bring your dirty brush back into the center. Keep that dirty brush on the outside. There. Now if you wanted to go back and do it again, wash your brush. Wash your brush. There we go. Give it a good shake. And just beat it. That really is the fun part of this. There. See? And then we'll just blend this some more. Now when you're doing this at home, pay some time to step back and take a look-see. It's hard to see right up close exactly what you have. But if you stand back and look at it, then you'll see it. There. Okay. And very lightly, just go over the entire thing to take out the brush strokes. Okay. Now then, I want to.
All right, we're gonna go with. I already did one layer through here, so I'm just gonna make sure that this brush is all dry and clean off. We're just gonna go back in a little bit. All right, it's looking kind of cool. Might hit that one spot just one last time. Actually, maybe just a little bit up here more. I got messed up a little bit there, but it's all good. Let me try to solve that issue a little bit there. Just gonna. That's the thing with oil painting. You can still make mistakes, but you can still go back and fix them up if you want to. It doesn't matter. No matter, even if he's good and moves on, you can always pause it up and fix your mistakes. Now, some mistakes can be happy accidents, but other times you might not see it as that, so it's all good if you do. Just gonna. I don't know if I can't remember if I exactly cleaned this brush, so I'm gonna real quick just instinctively go in. Make sure that this is clean, and then I'm just gonna, and then make sure that this is all blended out. I think we're looking pretty good here. I think this is looking pretty good so far. Clean off our brush. I can't remember what exactly he wants us to do next, but either way, we're gonna be ready for it. All right. Mouse.
Put a sun up in here, so I'll just use my finger. And let's go right up in here. And just using the finger, we can just put in a little circle. See, that's all there is to it. Now, if you tried to blend that the way it is, chances are it would probably smear. There's a lot of paint. So you can take your knife and come right back up here and let's look a minute. So you take your knife and just go like that. The value remains in the canvas. See there? And you can do this a couple of 3 times if you want to get a desired lightness. Okay, and then down here.
Ooh, that's right. I need to go in real quick and just kind of like do like a nice. Nice little blend. I'm also going to do a nice little blend down through here. Just kind of ensuring that we're looking good. Alright. Now we're just going to do his method. We're just going to get a little bit of paint on my finger and then just kind of do a little circle or a little sun there. Cool. Now we're gonna I'm gonna wipe off my finger real quick, and then we're just gonna make sure our knife's all cleaned off. And this, cool. Looks like a charm. It is coming along nicely. Then has he blended out? Does he just?
We can just bring all this together, just like so. There. Go back out. The value remains in the canvas. See there? And you can do this a couple of 3 times if you want to get a desired lightness.
All right, let me clean off my brush again. Alrighty, and then we're just gonna, real quick, just make sure this is dry. Oh, why do you do this a couple more times? Because that kind of got evaporated. Let's try that again. Alright, we're gonna do round 2. Oh, vinyl ended. Alright, we're gonna switch over to vinyl. I'm gonna choose up a vinyl this time. I think we're gonna honestly go back to, I'm kind of feeling, just a little bit of some Fleetwood Mac. We're gonna be doing Fleetwood Mac, the Fleetwood Mac album. I appreciate it, bros. I appreciate it. I'm really trying my hardest not to get any paint on these vinyls, because that would sure as heck not be cool. We're gonna be doing Fleetwood Mac. Let's switch over as there we go. Alright, we're looking golden so far. Ooh. Cool, there we go. I have a lot of things laid out right here at the moment. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. That's good. Alright, we're gonna hop on to the next thing. Just gonna do a little blended in there. Cool. They call it there. That, so then we can get back to watching the video. I want to be able to start doing this mountain here soon.
Okay, and then down here, we can just bring all this together, just like so. There. So this painting makes you feel warm. There. And that's good. As I say, we're having a fantastic day here, so I just felt like doing something that was nice and bright and sharing it with you. It's just good to be alive sometime. There. Wash off our brush. There we are. Now then, if you want, you could put some little clouds out here in the sky. Shoot, I'll just do a quickie here, just show you how. We'll take a little blue, a little bit of crimson, a little touch of white. little more crimson than that. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That was a little phthalo blue, little crimson, a little bit of white.
All right, let's get that all mixed up. So we're gonna get ourselves here a little. We're gonna get ourselves a tad bit of some phthalo blue, some crimson, a tiny bit of white. Just to try to get all this mixed together. Just trying to get like a nice lavender color, like I think he said. I'm not the greatest at using this knife yet, so bear with me a little bit. Let me cut back a little bit to just a little bit wider. I think that's a good color right there. We'll see. Double check
And
real
then
quick.
get us a fan brush. We'll just load a little color on it.
Actually, his value is a lot lighter than that. Let me get some of this paint off my thing here. And then we're going to get a lot more white, actually. That's looking a little bit better. We're gonna...
And maybe there's just a little floater. Just sort of floats around here in the sky and has fun all day. Maybe comes right a fantastic day here. So I just, ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That was a little phthalo blue, little crimson, a little bit of white. Now then, get us a fan brush. We'll just load a little.
I think I grab myself a little bit more blue. I'm just really trying to get this color to be right-ish. Looks about good. We're gonna grab ourselves our fan brush. Finally, we're gonna be using our fan brush here. Just get our things, everything a little filled up with some paint here. Still think we could have a little bit more blue. Definitely have to clean all this up on a little bit, but you know, it's all good. Let's see what he does.
And maybe there's just a little floater. Just sort of floats around here in the sky and has fun all day. Maybe comes right over.
Are you kidding me? My other headphone just died. Oh, what am I gonna All right. Looks kind of cool. All right. Wait. We will miss you, other headphone. Okay. I'm gonna wash off my fan brush here a little bit. Dang, I'm gonna need a lot more paint thinner on there. There we go. All right, that's looking better. Ah, I just gotta put the purple on it. Dang it. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you guys sticking around, by the way. I just like to take a minute to appreciate everyone that's still here. Hope you guys are enjoying the process so far. We're starting to get somewhere. We're starting to get a little vision going on here. I think this is gonna be a good one here. This is a good one to start out this series with. All right, call that good. All right, I'm gonna clean off my, actually, I'll clean off my 1-inch brush real quick. All right. All right, now we're just gonna go up on in here with my little 1-inch brush. There we go. Then I'm just gonna get a little bit of my big brush up in here. I'm just gonna very lightly just and now we got some little clouds up in our sky there. Cool. All right, so now we're gonna just keep watching on. think he's grabbing. He's grabbing there. I think he's mixing together. I think we're making a mountain now. I think it's, guys, it's officially time. We are going to be making ourselves a little mountain. So we're going to scrape up some of this paint here to ensure some room for this next big step. Gonna get tiny amounts of some painting around here just to make it a little bit easier to rub it off. All right, cool. So now we're gonna grab ourselves a little bit of the phthalo blue. Just gonna start mixing it right here, and the alizarin crimson. I'm just trying to get a real deep and dark value right here. Why not? We'll grab a little bit of some ivory black just to really get that color darken up. Mountain time. Yippee mountain, to see it. So I'm like, I have to remember that I'm talking to you guys so then I don't accidentally just start not talking for a minute. Let's see how the color looks on there. I remember in the video he wants it a lot more red than blue. All right. Let me grab myself. Let me thin this out a little bit. And then just grab myself a little roll. And now I have a feeling I have our mountain peak right here. All right, this is looking like something. Really want to define that peak there. Now have a little bit of some other edges there. And then we're gonna start getting that down in there. I think a little bit. We're gonna have it come up a bit more like there. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting to cool mountain territory. Let me think about this top part right here a little bit more. Then we're gonna have it go down a little bit more there. Sounds like my house is caving in. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I think we got an interesting looking peak going on here. I think this is starting to look kind of cool. Hey, the song's talking about mountains too. Look at that. It's a sign. Alright, so it looks like we're just continuing to define the shape of the mountain here. I'm gonna have it drop off just a little bit there. I think this is gonna be a cool painting, guys. I have a feeling. This is gonna be a cool painting. It's starting to tie together a little bit now. You had to trust the process a little bit earlier. I think we need to get a bit darker values into this section here. All right, looking pretty good, looking pretty good. Ooh, okay. We have a very large mountain peak going on here. All right. Cool. I don't know how he does that most of the time, not gonna lie. I still don't fully understand how, like, he just creates that, but you know, we're gonna give it our best real quick. Now we're gonna sit down our palette knife. We're gonna ensure that our 2-inch brush is looking fairly clean. So I'm gonna whack it off a little bit here and get the paintbrush all cleaned and dried up. Yeah, yeah. All right, I pull up my sleeves. This is a serious time. All right. Now we're just gonna just kind of. All right. And right here, we're gonna have the next peak kind of come down right there. And then kind of do a little and then we're gonna have these parts go over there a little bit. And then, yeah. Cool. We got a little mountain going on. We have our mountain starting to take some shape here. Try to get that top bit there a little bit. There we go. All right. Gonna keep going. And then just kind of blend it out a little bit. Cool. We got our, guys, we got our mountain peak looking up right here. It's looking kind of cool, looking kind of cool. Gonna just slightly do a little bit. There we go. All right. You guys are still able to hear the video, but I can't, which is a little weird, but you know, it's all good. So he's gonna be grabbing himself a little bit of some titanium white. He has a lot of titanium white on that thing. Thank you, by the way. No, yeah, this is the part I struggled with last time when I was making my mountains, was trying to ensure that my paint wasn't fully mixed together. Now, I'm gonna try not to make that mistake again. However, that was a week ago, so we're gonna wipe off our blade here, get that all nice and cleaned off. I don't really care about these pants too much. They don't fit me too well anyways. Okay. So we're gonna, man, this titanium white's been kind of ruined. Got so many different colors in that thing. I'm just gonna grab a chunk of this stuff, try to lay it out a little bit. We're gonna grab ourselves just a tiny amount of some bright, oof. That was not a tiny amount, that was a lot amount with some bright red. I am gonna redo that because that was way too much red. I'm gonna get myself a little bit more titanium white here. Just to try to get some clean titanium white here on the palette. There's a tiny little amount. I'm gonna wipe off my gun. We don't want to fully mix this in, so I'm gonna get a couple more splotches up in here, just to give it some variation. All right, now it's looking pretty good. I keep on getting freaking purple on this thing. All right, we're gonna grab just a little, All right. Now I always struggle whenever he does this, because I don't know how he does that. How does he give it that texture? He just says to do it very lightly. I'm like, dude, I try that and it still don't work. I'll try it though. Ooh, okay.
Ooh. All right, we got some texture on there. I don't know. I don't know how I did it. I got a little texture on there. Just a little bit. All right. This is looking pretty good. I think. I don't know how he does that, dude. He just like crazy. All right. And then we're gonna grab ourselves a little bit more here. Just kind of. We're just kind of defining our little highlights here. The snow reflecting off the mountain. Hey, that's actually looking kind of cool. Not gonna lie, that's looking kind of cool. I'm gonna make sure that this part up here is. Dude, I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. What? Cool. He just gets that loaded up on there. Alright, I think this looks pretty solid. Solid? Metal Gear Solid? I'm gonna get just a tad bit more here. I'm just gonna. Hey, he always has to do the noises, so I'm gonna do the noises. And then he just has a tiny little thing here. Just, I'm gonna try to define a bit more of a peak here. All right, we're looking kind of cool. Now he's getting some. Ooh, spin that vinyl. Bobbert Marley. All right, I'm gonna pause this real quick, and I'm gonna then match his color in a second that he just scrummaged up out of nowhere. But I'm just gonna try to get the rest of that paint. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna wipe off my knife. Then I'll get you your vinyl going. I'm gonna head over here. Oh shoot, I didn't realize the vinyl stopped. Guys, why didn't you tell me this? What the heck? Nah, you guys are all good. I'm not blaming y'all. All right, let's find Bobbert Marley. I really need to organism? I really need to organize my vinyls. There it is. Bobbert Marley. All right. Now this is a good one because it has a lot of songs packed onto this one little disc here. So we should be able to listen to this one for a solid like 30 almost. Even on just one side. All right, there we go. Oh my goodness, guys, my hands are turning blue. All right. Get some Bob Marley going. Gonna feel like I'm in Florida. All right. Gonna get my knife all cleaned up here. And then we're gonna grab I got an itch. Got an itch on my face, but I have so much paint on my hand. Ah. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't know what two colors he mixes. He just makes a light blue. So I'm gonna get a bit of. I'm gonna scrape up some of this dark color here to try to make some room. Wipe that off. Just a little bit more. Gonna get that cleaned off. All right, so now we're gonna get a little bit of white and a dash of blue, and then we're just gonna start mixing that. All right, I think it's looking pretty good. Just gonna get a little bit more of that white right here. All right. We got some cool peaks going on here. Get a bit more. All right, guys, we got some mountains. Look at that. We made mountains. I don't know how well you guys are able to see that at the moment. I think you guys can kind of see it. I'll at the end of the stream, I'm gonna do a cool close-up of it, so you guys will be able to see it and whatnot. But yeah, guys, we just made some mountains. Some very snowy peaks. I think I need to give myself a pat on the back for that one. Alright, we got our mountains up here. Now let's see what we gotta do next. I think he's gonna have us do a bit more. Yeah, he's just ooh, he's still finding even more peaks. I know, I'm gonna try that. I got a little spot here. Why not? I'm gonna try and get some more peaks up in here. Some more peak action, why not? What does it truly lose at this point? Nothing. You have nothing to lose. Alright. I am running out of blue here, so this might have to be my last little peak here. Whew. Dude, that's looking like a mountain. You know, I might add a little bit of a jagged outward thing happening here. So I might try like a little, All right, and then buzz. Cool. All right, I think those look kind of cool. So we're gonna, thank you. This is actually coming together a lot better than I previously anticipated. I'm gonna get myself some water Okay, he's actually doing something now. Wait. He's going with a dry 1-inch brush and he's just kind of tapping, looks like. And he's wisping it up. Yep, he's creating the fog. He's creating the fog. I've done this before. Or I've at least watched him do this before, so I just don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so he's just kind of going in here. Let me grab this. He's just going in here and just tapping to try to. You good? You know, since we're not painting towards the top here anymore, I'm gonna kind of lock in this painting a little bit so then it's not shaking all around like that. There we go. Hopefully they'll keep it a bit more stable. There we go. Yeah, it's a lot better. Helps with blending that up a little bit. Oh yeah. I think I'm pretty happy with how it turns out right here, so I don't know if I'm gonna do what he's doing there. Actually, you know what? Why am I saying that? Why not? Let me do something. Something that might be a little stupid. Ooh. Need a bit more paint. A bit more. Okay, that didn't turn out bad. That didn't turn out bad. Just wanted to make that ledge a little bit. Bit more defined. All right, this is looking pretty good. Let's see here. We're about halfway through. Hopefully, I can finish this up in the next hour. I took a minute at the beginning to get everything set up, so it's all good. And he's just kind of blending that out now at the bottom there. All right, I'll do that real quick. Clean off my brush. I feel like it's been a minute since I've last cleaned off a brush, so. Then again, I was using my palette knife there for a hot minute, so guess it makes sense. Nice. Oh, what the heck? Where'd all that come from? It's no biggie. I just clean that off of there. Get this thing soaked in a good amount of some paint here. Man, that really sucks because I don't usually try to get paint down that far on the brush. So let me try to hold myself here a little bit. Ooh. Get try to wipe some of that off there. This song's kind of ironic at the moment. There we go. I have to go in the hyperdrive for that one. All right. Gonna now dry off this brush. Make sure there's nothing in it. And then you just kind of goes in here and just does some final little blend in here. Just make sure everything's all tied up together. And that's what we call some mountains, which I think looks pretty good. Oh heck yeah, oh yeah. Okay, wait a minute. I need my headphones back because I have no clue what he's doing at the moment. So I'm gonna get the headphones back in. Hopefully they got some charge to them now. I'll do one at a time to ensure that at least one of them will be a bit more charged. Okay, I think, did they connect to my phone?
I'll use a 1-inch brush.
Yeah,
What the
there.
heck? You can use any old thing here. 2-inch brush would work fine, or a fan brush. At the base of that mountain, son of a gun, it just floats there in the sky. Yeah, let me show you here. I think I've showed you this before, but it's worth repeating. Maybe sometimes you like to create the illusion of another plane. Good, clean, dry brush. Gently, gently, gently bring all that together. There we are. See, and it creates a whole nother plane on your mountain. Okay, let's take, we got some lavender color here. We'll just use that. Put a little white with it. There we are. About that shade, that's good. Okay, let me clean my knife here.
Oh man.
I'll use a 1-inch brush. What the heck? You can use any old thing here. 2-inch brush would work fine, or a fan brush. Still using a lavender color though. I want to put the indicate clean dry brush gently.
I accidentally got a bunch of. Sorry, I'm like.
Gently bring all
I
that
didn't
together.
mean to stop talking
There we
there for
are.
a second, but
See, and
I got a bunch of paint on my handle of this thing, and my hand's all covered. Didn't realize I set it in that. That sucks. Just wipe off the whole thing. There we go. Really wish I had. Ooh, that's right. Paper towels. Oh no, I'm ruining that towel. I have a paper towel. When I have a paper towels here to wipe off things. All right. We're gonna. So he's just taking this already purple color we got going on here. Just kind of mixing these up together. Just trying to get this slightly lighter shade of some lavender. That looks pretty good.
creates a whole nother plane on your mountain.
So mixing.
Okay, let's take, we got some lavender color here. We'll just use that. Put a little white with it.
Thank you. This is pretty cool, I think.
There we are. About that shade, that's good. Okay, let me clean my knife here. I'll use a 1-inch brush. What the heck? You can use any old thing here. 2-inch brush would work fine, or a fan brush. Still using a lavender color though. I want to put the indication back here of some happy little foothills. There they go. See there? You can turn the brush sort of sidewards and pull down to make them like that. Or if you want more individualized tops, you can turn it vertically. Either way. See, just try it and see which kind of effects that you like. There. I don't ever want to tell you there's one set rule to do anything, because if it works for you, that's the rule. It works, it's good. There, I went to school for so many years with
I
art
wish I could do the
instructors that
camera
would tell me
effects that he
it
does. Alright. Alright, we're just gonna give some a little illusion of some foothills here. There we go. Alright. Cool.
has to be done this way or it's not right. Shoot. Any way you can get the effect that you want is right. There we are.
Give a little indication of some trees up in here. Doing a little bit of some raises. Give the illusion of a forest here at these foothills. Alright, that's looking pretty cool. Alright. If you guys are enjoying this so far, I think this is going on to become a pretty cool painting. to kind of feel, and it brings quite comfort to it. A lot of comfort, good memories, definitely.
Now then, let's put in a happy little water line back here. Just act like you're trying to literally cut a hole right through the canvas. Look at there. See there? A little bit of a touch of pink just adds a little warmth to it. Just a little warmth to it. If you want a little ripple, go right out here. There. If you want a little ripple. When I was in the military, I had a friend that had a lot of ripple. So there we go. We won't talk about that. All right.
We'll just get the final little line here. I think I was putting a little too much pressure into it because now it was starting to like. I'm just gonna do a little bit of some wisping up. There we go. Just to kind of fix up some of those spots where I accidentally went a little too far on the inlands. I think I'm gonna get a little ripple here. Just some little indications of some water. I think that's looking pretty good.
Let's have some fun. Shoot, let's see. Here we'll take some blue and some crimson. Gonna make a dark lavender color. Clean off the knife. We'll use the same old dirty fan brush. It doesn't matter.
So we're pretty much remaking the same color that we were using on the mountain almost. Maybe not as dark, but then I mean he does kind of have that dark. All right, that's looking pretty solid. All right, so now
Doesn't matter. All right. Load the fan brush full. Let's have us a happy little evergreen tree. And he lives right there. Does now. Does now. This is just a lavender color. See, just sort of back and forth, pushing downward. There. See that? Let's give him a little friend down here. This little guy. This is George out here. There.
oh well oh shoot, welcome back.
and he's his friend.
Glad to see you returned. Yeah, thank you. It's getting there. We just added in some mountains not too long ago, added in some little foothills right there, and now we're about to add in a little bit, a couple of some evergreens into the foreground here. We're gonna create like a little island, so to speak. Which I'm always a little nervous when it comes to making these evergreen trees because I'm not too great at making them. So
They
yeah.
live out here and they watch this big mountain.
Shout out evergreen
And they
trees,
have a
dude. Hashtag evergreen trees in the chat right now, right now, right
good
now.
time.
Evergreen trees
Life's good to
are
them out here.
cool as hell.
And maybe
All right, you know what? We're just gonna. Oh, I'm
there's
nervous.
some
I'm a little
reflection
nervous.
down here in
Hashtag
the water.
evergreen.
There we go.
All right, you know what? We just gotta commit right there, and then, and then. I think I need a bit more, a little bit more darkness to that. I think I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more blue. To add a bit more blue into that mixture. You know, just I just really want to make sure this is dark. I'm gonna add a little black too. We just wanna. I'm just trying to go for a nice dark color here, dark lavender, like he was talking about. Just get my Fembla brush. A little bit up. And he's gonna have a little friend. Right, no, right here looks good. Man, why is there, this paint is just really not get onto the canvas that well. There we go. Get some thick evergreen trees right here. Then we're gonna kind of bring that down, this down a little bit right here. Then we're gonna create a small little reflection for that tree. Same for this little one here. Cool. We got our little foreground trees starting to form up here, meaning we're getting close to possibly almost being finished with this thing. I need some darker. These values keep on getting so light on me. I've changed my color to orange. These are some cool little trees. Yeah, they're looking pretty cool. They're looking pretty cool. All right, we got some.
See? Okay, now we take our big brush and we grab that. Now the canvas is wet, so this will move. Look at that. Can you imagine trying to do that on a dry canvas?
Nope, because I'm not doing it on one. We got a dry brush here, dry brush, dry brush. Now we're just gonna pull it down. Ooh. Dude, just made an island. This is looking. Oh wait, man, you guys gotta remind me when these vinyls keep on stopping. I keep on forgetting. Let me switch her over to the B side. That was only A side, by the way. That lasted forever. This vinyl is actually really good. I was about to try to. Well, I beat you to it. Ooh, we got a good one here. We got a good one.
Well, you'd be in Agony City, and you'd get mad at me now. I'm going to touch a little bit of the liquid white, titanium white. Be right back. Get a little crimson put in there. I want a tiny bit of pink in it. Let's go right up into here, and I'm just going to push in some highlights right on some of these little grassy areas. There we go. Just a few little things right there.
Oh shit, I gotta clean off my. Really make sure that the paint thinner, W execution. Ah. Oh, dude, can you get rid of that person? This is a wonderful W execution. Thank you, dude. This is actually looking really cool. Come on now, I'm trying to get this paint on this brush. Ooh. Nope. More. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Dude, wait, that's actually. I keep on thinking there's paint on the brush. That's just how the brush looks now. It just looks purple. Thank you, LD. Yeah, that's just how the brush looks now. That's crazy. Alright, so he's getting out some. He's getting ourselves some more whites, some more titanium white. Then he's gonna mix. He mixes. He grabs a tiny little amount of some liquid white on there. Just to kind of loosen up the paint a little bit. Cool. And now, just grab the littlest amount of red. Please don't turn my whole thing pink. I beg of you. Rod. Dude. pink is inevitable. Okay, that's not bad. We'll go with that. That's yeah. Alright, we're gonna grab ourselves our little fan brush here now. Get this loaded up with some of this stuff. And then we're just gonna add in little highlights. Kind of want a bit more white in that. I'm gonna grab a little liquid white, just a tiny bit. Dude. Trying to make the bottom part of this thing more apparent. Because a lot of those darker tones kind of got lost when I was doing the lighter ones. I tried to find some darker parts in these bushes. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that. Wipe off my brush here real quick. Oh, I am turning purple. I am purple now. Hello. I am Ooh. A little bit more. Or what's another purple character? I'm Thanos. I'm going to snap all paintings, half of paintings out of existence. Um, okay. And then I'm gonna grab just a last few speckles. Boop, 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 boop. And boop, 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 boop. And kadoosh, 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 kadoosh. This last little highlights here. So I can move on. Cool. We got a little island going on here.
Back to my liquid white. We'll put a little bit of a water line, and like a little
Michael,
snow
don't leave me
line.
here!
Well, maybe
My
it's
God!
make a nice warm winter scene. Take a little white. I'll go right into that.
All right, we're gonna grab a pound knife here again. We're just gonna grab a bit more of that white. Yeah, this white got ruined at the beginning when I was freaking doing whatever I was doing with it. I don't even remember at this point, so we're just gonna grab ourselves another splurge. When I tell you guys we use a lot of white, pretty much all this mess has been over here is because of white. So when I tell you guys to get a good white, like get a lot of white, just trust me, you guys use a lot of. We end up using a lot of white with this. All right, wipe it off a little bit because we got quite a bit of paint on there. We're just defining our little water line here. We're gonna create a little bit of illusion. Thank you, white paint. Yes, big up white paint. White paint, you have truly been the main sacrifice of this whole project, so respect out to you. Alright, cool, cool. Guys, we're getting close. We got that island done now. Now we're gonna create our foreground here, and we'll call it there for that painting.
See, we had some phthalo blue and white laying here. I'll use that. That's good. It's a nice cool color. We've got so many warm.
Oh shoot. Oh, hey, welcome Midwestern Millennial. Glad to see you're back here. I know it's been a minute since I've last done stuff with you here, but I'm glad to see you've returned. Looking good is better than I could. Been listening in. Work has been nuts. First chance I've had all day. I had to sit down all day. Well, I appreciate you sitting down here with us and enjoying our little journey that we've had here. We're getting close to wrapping this up, but either way, we still got a little bit left to go. It's been a minute for sure. Yeah, well, hopefully this is a nice little surprise for you here. Yeah, and a little surprise for you too to be able to see what I look like, because I haven't done this before like this. But either way, um, let's get back into this. He's adding in a little bit of some highlights, so I've the amount of time I've had to clean this fan brush, man. It's actually driving me insane. Whew. And then, okay. Still got some dark values in there. This songs of freedom is all I've ever had. Redemption song. losing a hair there. Whoopsies. Maybe I shouldn't be so abusive with these things. Alright. There we go. Alright. So, he says he already has blue on there. I kind of ruined my blue. The blue kind of got ruined, so I guess I'm going to have to make some new light blue here. Do it back in the old spot there. Might as well grab a little blue there. Because I'm going to need this blue anyways in a second. Grab a little tiny dash of phthalo blue. A little bit more. Just kind of trying to create a little light blue here. It's looking like a baby blue at the moment. His blue is a little bit darker, so I can remember. Definitely had the breath. I accidentally just grabbed up some. You know, I've been painting for a while when I accidentally just picked up some black. When I'm trying to make a light color. Alright. That's looking pretty good. Alright. So.
Colors here. Let's use a nice cool color. With that, we'll add there some nice highlights to these little trees.
Alright.
That's nice. That's
Alright, we're gonna add in our little highlights now, just to finish defining these little trees here. Just some little taps here and there. Alright. And then, because this is kind of defining the shape of the other tree too, so I'm gonna make sure Nice. We got our little. I'm just gonna get. There's a little taps of white in there, just because I just want to define these shapes a bit more. Cool. This is looking great. Holy freak, dude! Thank you so much. We have that island done now.
That's nice.
So
Now
we're gonna.
Now I'm going to take some midnight black. I need a dark color, lizard crimson mixed with it. Shoot, we'll throw in a little phthalo blue.
Alright, well, it looks like we're going to need to get some more paint, because my black is kind of non-existent here, and so is my phthalo blue and my lizard crimson. So I'm going to get some more paint on my thing here real quick, because what the heck. Where is it? That's my raw umber. We might end up needing that more, so I'm gonna get a little bit of that. Squirt it out there. Oh. What? What alert is that for? Wait, I missed the alert. What just happened? Wait. What happened? Oh! Chromosome hater. Chromosome hater. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I had the Chromosome hater. Thank you so much for the follow. Sorry if that was a little loud. I still need to do some editing for that. Sorry if that brings up repressed traumas. I know, but I was just trying to go with the old TV like alert system. No, chromosome hater. No, don't feel exposed. You're okay. You're okay. Welcome to the stream, though. I'm glad that I appreciate your follow. Don't mean to put you on the spot here. I hope you're having an amazing day. And we're getting close to being done with this pen here. But I appreciate you stopping by to enjoy us with the journey. Uh, Once again, sorry about that. I need to make that alert a little bit less quiet, less loud, or less quiet. Yes, we're gonna make it as loud as possible. We're gonna make it so that you are on the spot 24/7. Nah, I'm just, I'm okay. I'm just joshing. Okay, so back to what we were doing. We needed to get a bit more black onto here because we're gonna need to make it louder. We need a bunch of stuff all over the screen. I was trying to keep this as minimalistic as I was trying to keep the setup here as minimalistic as I can make it because I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I wanted to just be simple because I feel like when it comes to painting, you don't want to be distracted by a bunch of things. All right, we're gonna grab ourselves a little bit more of the alizarin. Alizarin. We're gonna get a bit more of that. Put it onto our thing. And then we're getting close to the end of this vinyl, guys. I'm gonna need whoever has the points to do it. Um, if you guys want to put in your, if you guys want to use your channel points to put in a request for what vinyl we do next, be my guest. In the description below, in the panels, you'll be able to see what vinyls there are to choose from. I have them organized somewhat. So if you guys want to take a look into that and choose what vinyl we got to put up next, I'll spin that next after this vinyl is finished. And I just realized that I never switched over the Fleetwood Mac over to Bob Marley. So you know what? Just cause I'll switch it over, even though it has kind of been a minute that we've been on this one. Alright, I'm mixing up this phthalo blue a bit more because when I was using it earlier, it was a bit liquidy. There we go. That's the consistency it's supposed to be. Alright, we got our colors now on here. Now we're just so that I can remember, we're just trying to make a real dark color here, so not necessarily too worried. Ooh. Here we go.
Mostly black and crimson though. Okay, let me clean off. Can you imagine trying to do that on a dry can?
Oh.
Put a little bit of a water line, like a little snow laying
Right.
in the wall. Maybe this is winter. Make a nice warm winter scene. Take a little white, and I'll go right into that. See, we had some phthalo blue and white laying here. I'll use that. That's good.
Sorry, I kind of skipped
Nice
too far.
cool
I kind of skipped far back, so
We've got
that's
so
my
many warm
fault.
colors here. Let's use
Did
a
not
nice cool color.
Didn't mean to do that necessarily.
With that, we'll add there some nice highlights to these little trees. That's nice. That's nice. Now then, I'm going to take some midnight black. I need a dark color. Alizarin crimson mixed with it. Shoot, we'll throw in a little phthalo blue. Mostly black and crimson though. Okay, let me clean off my knife. Grab the old fan brush again. I just use the same old brush. Load it full of color. A lot of paint, both sides. Let's go back up here. I think in my world, I'm going to have a big evergreen that lives right there. Take the brush, use just the
We're
corner.
getting into some tree
Begin working
territory.
it back and forth.
All right.
Now look how that dark shows up against that light.
All right, guys, we're going to be going into risky territory here, where scary things can happen. We're going to be making big objects that take up a good chunk of the screen. So, not the screen, the canvas. So, it's a little nerve-wracking for me. I always get nervous whenever, when we get to this part. Really get both sides of the fan brush covered. Could be a happy little accident. I hope not to make a happy little accident, but we're gonna see what happens. So Let's see how far does it bring it down.
background. Isn't that spectacular? That is spectacular. And if you're out selling your paintings, that son of a gun, boy, that brings that hefty buck home. People
Thank
like
you guys.
that.
I appreciate your support.
It really looks good. Dark against light, light against dark.
Man, he's bringing that like way down.
There we are. I get carried away sometime. Please put up with me.
Dude, we're gonna put up with you, Bob Ross. Don't worry. All right. Nervous. All right. All right. Just gonna. There we go. Just really gotta start getting it going there, and then it starts to look cool. Big old evergreen. That looks pretty cool. Got big old evergreen on there. I like how the tip on that one looks like. I think that setting of it. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll imagine it. I'll add in. I think I'll add. I'm gonna add in more channel point voice command things. So or voice sound, voice or effects and whatnot. So. Real big evergreen tree. We're committing hard here. Real big evergreen. Oh. Humongous evergreen, dude. You don't even know what's about to happen over here. I am about just like. This is gonna take up like 3/4 of the canvas. Watch.
A little more paint. And we'll just keep right on going there. There's another one. Now you can make these with a 1 or the 2 inch brush, whatever. I just happen to have a dirty fan brush, so I thought I'd use it. Now then, let's get crazy. Over here, whew, well, we got crazy.
All right, guys. You guys ready? This is the biggin. This is the biggin right here. This is
rascal.
the evergreen of all evergreens that it's gonna. I've painted so far.
There we go. And all you're doing is pushing down with a fan brush. Just pushing down. Letting go and go and go. Maybe he lives right on down. We don't care. Right there. Maybe there's another one. There. And in your painting, you put as many or as few. That's nice.
Wait.
That's nice.
No.
Now then.
I hit my.
Now I'm going to. Please put up with me.
Where does he start? I'm trying to see where he starts.
There we go. And all you're doing is pushing down with a fan brush. Just pushing down. Letting go and go and go.
All right, guys. All right. You know what? You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna grab a bit more black, a bit more crimson. Definitely they get, I'm just gonna straight up grab the black thing, the black paint. Just like, perfect. I will also put a little dash there. And just to give you guys an idea, like I told y'all earlier, I only spent like on paints. If you guys already have all the easel and stuff set up, on these paints alone, I spent like $20. Not even. I think it was like 18 on paints, and we're able to make this stuff still. So I mean, truly, it's not at all. If I were to include everything it took me to make all of this, the 2 canvases I bought, the easel, the paintbrushes, all of these supplies, even despite like everything, it all only it might I'm saying only it was $150 for everything, which like $20 is like less than one DoorDash meal exactly, and you can make something like this. Now $150 is like a lot of DoorDash. It's at least $150 is like maybe 3 DoorDash meals, maybe if you're lucky. Um, but you're able to make stuff like this. And I mean, this is my second painting I've ever done. So it's truly not it is not a matter of skills with painting. Because I mean, sure, I might have a little, I have a tiny, little, I've done some acrylics. But acrylics is nothing like oil painting. So truly, this is, if I can recommend anything, just hold on 1 second. I'll keep on that thought in a second. But big tree, big tree. Ooh, 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 ooh. Big tree time. You get a bit more black. Just get a whole bunch of color. Dude, so much color in this one spot here. Guys, you gotta do the sound effects with your mouth. If you're doing this, you don't do the sound effects with your mouth, you're not doing this right. So much color. It's really just it's also a good way to get some anger out because like you just got like really hammer down into the canvas to get some of these shapes. Boom, guys. Biggeth, treeth. We're gonna actually have to go down even more. Why not? Boom. Big tree. Pew pew pew. We got a big old evergreen tree here now. Nice. It's looking pretty good. Now I highly encourage you guys, if you guys want to follow along with me and follow along with my struggles, go out to your local art supply store. Go to, I don't know, Walmart and stuff like this. If you have a Hobby Lobby near you, that's where I got all my supplies from. But anywhere that sells art, Blick online, if you want to do that stuff. Hashtag evergreen trees. Yes, guys, hashtag evergreen trees. We are going to make that the biggest hashtag on Twitter somehow. I don't know how. I don't know. The four of us will band together. We'll do it. We'll do it. The power of friendship.
Is right on down. We don't care. Right there. Maybe there's another one. There. And in your painting, you put as many or as few as you want. So to look at it and decide. Every single painting is different. We really are not trying to teach you to copy or...
Okay, well, sorry, Bob Ross. I might be slightly copying. Well, this isn't the exact painting. My mountain is unique. I have a unique amount of clouds. My sky is fairly unique because I kind of messed up on it. I keep on walking out of frame without knowing it, and I'm really sorry for that. But I mean, everything. I feel like this is still fairly unique, even though it's still similar layout to his painting. I'm gonna add in another little tree here. Dude, hell yeah! Welcome everyone in. Let's get this one on the record for what a waffle has unique mountains. Thank you guys. These evergreen trees have their own personality. Yep. Okay, I'm naming each one now. That one in the middle there, dude, you gotta go with Bob. That one right there, that's Bob. That one, Billy. Bob and Billy. Bob, Billy. Because they're big old chonkers. That one right there, I'm feeling like a. Ooh. I'm feeling. Hmm. Guys, right now, what should we name this big tree right here? This is very important. This is very important matter. Let's get a Matthew somewhere in here. I'm feeling this one next to this dude is Matthew. But what about this dude right here? Now this dude right here, that dude's Matthew. That one's Matthew. All right. And then I'm feeling, hmm, I'm feeling a Tim. Tim with this one right here. That one's like a Tim. I feel like that's a Rob. Ooh, that is a Rob. That's a Rob right there. That one's Rob. That one's Matthew. That one's Tim. Now what about this dude? This is this is a man of like dominance. This is like he's towering over every single one of them. I feel like hmm, we need something that gives power. Like, ooh, big boy Frank, dude, Frank. This one right here, this is Frank. So we got Bob, Billy, Matthew, we got Rob, we got Tim, and then we got Frank. I gotta make sure I remember those names. All right, let's keep going into this.
Draw lines and fill in the lines. We're trying to teach you creativity.
Dude, I'm
Trying to
being
teach
so
you how to
creative right now.
create as you paint. There's freedom there. Scary what you can do. I'm gonna take the big brush, go right into the same color. Let's go back up here. Maybe there's some little bushes that live right out. Ooh, I killed my nice reflection. But we know it's there, so it's all right.
No, he killed the
Yeah, we'll
reflection,
put a little
dude.
reflection there then.
No. No, he killed our reflection that we spent so long on. I'm not gonna do that with ours. I'm gonna. How can I do that? How can I do this? I think I'm gonna have this extend down to there, and then with the 1 inch brush. Ooh, we have not used this in a minute. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Yeah, we haven't used our 1 inch brush in a while. That's probably why it looks so crusty. All right. All right, get our brush all cleaned off. 1 inch is huge, dude. This brush right here, this is massive. All right, I'm feeling. I'm feeling some bushes right there. I need this value to be darker. I have put straight up black on this thing, and it's still not dark enough. It's picking up. It's because it's picking up all these oranges and stuff right here. I'm going through this spot right here, where there's a bunch of lights. And I'm picking up all that. But like, golly, I need this to be darker. Get a little red in there. Tiny touch with the little blue. There we go. We're not gonna kill our reflection. I want that reflection there. I spent a long time on that reflection. Man, my eyeballs itching. Oh, guys, you failed me once again. You guys didn't remind me where the heck the when the vinyl stopped. Does anyone want to put in some vinyl recommend? Does anyone want to put in some vinyl recommendations before I choose my own? It's only, I think it's only, you can either do a random one for 200 points, or we can either do a random one, or we can do, if you guys have 300 points, we can do you can choose one from the listing. Um, but whatever works. If not, I'll give y'all a minute to think about that. I'm gonna clean off my fan brush here, so then I can use this probably more in a second to make some more trees. Let's see here. There we go. Need more. Man, this still has a lot of pigment in it. I guess I was using this to make the trees though, so that makes sense. Oh yeah, you guys get to see the thing I've been using to clean out my paints. This is just a mason jar that I've been using that has paint thinner in it. All right, let's see if I can. Oh, Alex G, Alex G, Alex G. All right, he was the first one to beat it, so I'll put that one on. All right, Alex G time. Dude, I love Alex freaking G. Oh my god, I have so much blue paint on me. I'm gonna try my best not to ruin Alex G with my blue hands. Whew. Hello. All right. Guys, it is Alex G time. Let's see if we can find him really quickly. There it is. Alright, boys, or females too, if they're here, we got Trick by Alex G. That is actually, ooh, oh, shoot, dude, I just got a huge fingerprint on this vinyl. Ooh, it's fine. I almost just dropped it. Actually, it would have probably been better if I dropped it on my carpet than got a fingerprint on it, but you know, it's fine. This is a good vinyl to wrap up what we're doing here. Ooh, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that. Cool. Alright, back to making bushes. Alright. We're gonna grab our... Oop, there's still some pigment in there. Get really good at that. Alright, so now we're just gonna go in and just kinda drag these What part's down right here? Cool. Alright, so now we're gonna go click back onto the...
Straight down, and go lightly across. Another little bush lives there. See, just put plane after plane after plane. That creates an illusion of distance and depth in your painting. There we go. Now let's go on this side and do some of that.
Man, I need this black to be better, because I think the next investment I'm gonna make when it comes to paints, because I think I can get like one more good painting out of this stuff, but I'm definitely gonna need to buy a better black, because this is absurd. Alright boys, let's go into this. For madams.
Maybe these almost come together. There we are. And push in a little more. Okay. Make a little reflection. I do this one. Straight down and then lightly across. There. Maybe this comes right on out here. Who knows? Who knows? As long as it makes...
And now it's just like... And just a little swoop, 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 swoop. Nice. Now let's just go in and put a little bit more black here. And this is so goated. I'm gonna add a couple bushes right here. Alright. The painting is coming out really nice. Yeah, I'm taking a step back here and I'm just admiring a little bit. Delicious progress right here. Yeah, some delicious progress. Just gonna wash off my one is brush here a little bit, even though I'm probably gonna keep doing what I'm doing here with it. It's a good habit to get into.
You happy? Tell you what, let's take some dark sienna, a little white in it. I'm just gonna mix it a little. Cut off our little roll of paint. And I'm going right up here and into these trees. I want to put the indication here and there of a little trunk. There. Just here and there. Because you don't see the entire trunk. You have leaves and sticks and twigs that are in the foreground to cover up the trunk. There we go.
Animal.
Let's do a little sideways pull. Make it look round. Okay, now then.
Alright, let's do that real quick. So, what he did was, he, first off, made sure he grabbed a clean and not completely paint covered knife. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I need to clean this off a little bit. Let me grab some paper towels. There we go. Guys, I will lick the knife for 100 bits. I'm just... No, I'm playing. Please don't actually. I think oil paint is extremely toxic, so I don't think I want to risk that. If anyone was even considering that here. There we go. Alright. I sprinkle oil paint on my cereal. Dude, honestly, same. Like you aren't truly living life if you aren't doing that. We're gonna get a little burnt sienna, and some whites. Oh wait, did he do this with burnt sienna or he might have done this with umber? It's my mistake. Just gonna splurt. Alright, so we're gonna grab we're gonna grab a little bit of some umber. I'm gonna grab a little white here. A little bit more white. And then we're just gonna leave it like that, like halfway mixed. And then we're gonna cut off our knife, cut out our little sliver, and then basically what we're doing is we're just gonna, dang it. Just gonna add in some little indications here and there of the little trunks. Indications. And then cool. This song is a good song. This song is a pretty good song. I song it. I would rate it like 12 songs out of 10. Would song it. I would song this
Blue
song.
and white. And where is Dad?
Where is my fan brush? Guys, I knew it was a good idea to clean off my fan brush. But guess what? We're back in the fan brush. Just get this thing covered. Alright. Just add in a couple little highlights there. I think I'm gonna get some liquid white on this. Maybe this definitely gonna need to add in a little bit. It's like 1 million songs out of 10. You know what? That's more accurate depiction of it.
highlights on these trees too. There we go, just like so. See there, just a few. I don't want to lose that darkness. That severe contrast is what really makes these little rascals stand out. Over here, don't want him left out. Put some on this side. There we go. A little bit more. Right in there. All right. Now then, I'm going to take a 1-inch brush, dip it in the liquid white, get a little.
Guys, we're getting close about calling this painting done. All right, cool. All right. Oh, I like this song. This is a good song.
A touch of the crimson. Go right into titanium white. Load a lot of color into the brush. Let's go up in here.
This one is 2 millions out of that is. Dang, dude. I accidentally added way too much pink into this, and now it's not turning white. Turn white.
Just a few. I don't want to lose that darkness. That severe contrast is what really makes these little rascals stand out. Over here, don't want him left out. Put some on this side. There we go. A little bit more. Right in there. All right. Now then, I'm going to take a 1-inch brush. Dip it
How
in
about I
the
really
liquid
brighten up
white,
this painting here?
get a little touch of the crimson. Go right into titanium white. Load a lot of color into the brush. Let's go up in here and let's just put an indication of some happy little bushes here and there. There we are. Look at them sparkle. See, working layers.
I think I got too much paint on here.
Always working layers. Maybe down here. Ooh, look at those. Okay, a little touch more of the liquid white. If you have trouble making the paint stick, add a little more liquid white. It thins it and allows it to come off your brush. There's a very gentle pressure here. Very gentle. It's hard to believe, with the completion of this series. Oh my gosh, we're getting 160, 70, 80 shows now. And if you haven't had the opportunity to see them all, and you'd like to, give your local station a call. Let them know what you'd like to see. Because they're available to them. If they want them, we'll certainly get them to them. There. And there's some beautiful paintings that maybe you haven't seen yet. Take a knife, just scraping a few sticks and twigs here and there. Mostly in the dark areas though. There we are. Okay. Little touch of waterline right along here. Look at that. And we have a finished painting. That's all there is to it. Hope you've enjoyed this one. It's bright and shiny. It'll make you happy. From all of us here, happy painting and God bless.
What up, guys? We're getting pretty close to.
Production of this program is
Oh.
made possible by a grant from the Martin F. Weber Company, manufacturers of fine artist materials, and by Langnickel,
Alright,
manufacturers
so
of
now
select
we're
artist
gonna do this.
brushes.
We're gonna scrape up a good chunk of this stuff. You know what? Actually, this is the exact color I need, so we're just gonna go in here, create our. Oh, all right, guys. It's probably gonna be the final time we flip to the vinyl, so because we're getting pretty close to being done here. This was an amazing painting. I'm so glad that you guys have stuck around to see the final result. And those who might be coming in at this point, I'm glad that you're coming here to see the final product. Now, I'm gonna real quick set that down. I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna get a paper towel actually, because I have an unbelievable amount of paint on my hands. So I'm gonna do this before I switch over the vinyl. So I'm gonna flip her over. All right. And now, adding a couple little indications of some ripples in the water. And then we're gonna just go in and scratch a few little scratches up in here. Kind of define these bushes a little bit. Do a couple little scratchies. Tiny little scratchies. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. And guys, I think that right there is our finished painting. I think I'm bobbing it. Dude, round of applause. Dude, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all y'all's help with staying here and all of that. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit so then you guys can get a better idea of how this looks. Actually, you know what? Let me think about this. How can I go about showing this off? In under 3.5 hours? I went a little over time than I was hoping to, but this was not bad. Not bad at all. Where is my cactus? You know, I'll find that afterwards, but I'm more or less just trying to show you guys the final product here. You know what? It's a little risky because this thing is very wet, but I shall. There y'all go. This one is definitely going on the fridge. Wait, let me turn off one of these lights real quick. So y'all can get a better idea of the values in this. Alright, well, I think that concludes this painting. I hope that, wait, let me put these lights back on me so then I'm not in the dark over here. Dude, you guys can say that. It looks amazing. Oh my god, this is... Well, either way, we were here. You guys, I appreciate everyone that has decided to stick in here and enjoy and then join me on this journey that was to make this painting. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll catch y'all back on next Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it's when I have the next one scheduled. I'm gonna be doing this twice a week, every Tuesday and Saturday. So from 4 o'clock to 7 p.m. I'm gonna be doing these Eastern time. So whenever you guys wanna catch me then, we'll be making more paintings like this. We'll be following along. And hey, in that time, after the stream, I'm gonna list off all the supplies that I have. So if you guys want to go and join me on this journey, I'll supply the art list. And you guys, if you want to, you can join me in on the next stream and we'll do this together. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Stay safe. And y'all have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much.